Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it is Monday, June 6th, which means it's time for another news update video thingy. Now, as I always mention at the start of these videos, when I have one available, I have a booster pack of Pokemon TCG I'm going to open up at the end of the video. This is from the Phantom Forces expansion, so if you're interested in going into the running for the online code card that I'll be pulling out of this at the end of the video, stay tuned for that. I will give you the question of the day to participate in, and as always, one lucky viewer that participates in the question of the day using hashtag QOTD has a chance to win this on Sunday, June 12th, I believe it is. Now, first and foremost, we're going to get into the news of the update. We're going to recap last week's question of the day, and the question was kind of in line with the Johto Classic. I was asking everybody your feedback and opinions on, when I do an online competition, would you like to see all the battles that I have? Because usually you do, like, say, 10 battles a day. Would you like to see them all, or do you want me to stick to what I'm doing right now, is showing the highlights of, mostly, I guess, the wins for my side, but also showing some battles that if I lose, there's still some good competitive thought process into it. And the general consensus seems to be that you guys want to just see the highlight recap sort of an idea, which I'm totally all for. The lucky winner of the Furious Fist code card from last week was a user by the name of Aries213715, and their comment says, "Yes, I agree with the person below." Someone else had commented this as well. "I don't have hours to watch matches, so seeing the best ones is okay with me. Even ones where it's a fight all the way to the end, even if you don't always win." And I appreciate that kind of a feedback, because one of the battles that I showed off in the video was, it came down to my Charizard Blaze versus an opposing Charizard. They were both at one hit away from fainting, and just the fact that they had a faster Charizard meant that they outsped and they got the KO. So I like battles like that, like this viewer themselves said, battles that come right down to the wire. You don't really know who's going to make it, and the excitement is there. That you kind of could have told who's going to make it, because the Charizard was already shown to be faster anyway. But those are the kind of battles I really like to show. My concern was, and I guess the main reason I asked the idea of do you want to see all the battles, is because I guess as a sort of a personal pride sort of thing, my instinct is to show off the battles that I win, not necessarily ones that I lose. Because I figure, this is my channel, I want to make myself look good. But I also don't want to do it excessively and kind of tip the balance, so to speak, where if I'm not doing good, I don't want to just show the battles where I am doing good. I want to sort of get an overall showcase. And this kind of feedback made me realize something that I've been doing a little bit along the way anyway. If I have a day, for example, where I do like 10 battles, and I win, let's say Johto Classic Day 1, I win 2 and I lose the other 8, then the recap video, I should probably just show off one battle that I won and say 2 or 3 that I lose to sort of get the percentage and the average kind of the same for the overall day. So that's probably what I'm going to try to focus on. Definitely, it's going to be somewhat of a challenge for me to sort of pick the best ones in that sense. So if I had to choose 2 losses or 3 losses out of the 8 that I had, I'd want to show the ones that, as this viewer themselves said, the ones that actually come down to the wire as close as possible. So that is certainly what I'm going to go forward to, or go forward with in the future when I do these online competitions. I want to say thank you for everybody that gave your feedback, and as I say, it was pretty much, I think it was actually everybody saying the same thing. They just like the highlights. They want to keep the videos to, say, around a half hour or so, which I'm totally all for. Well, congratulations again to Aries213715 for winning the Furious Fist code card. Hopefully you get some good cards out of the online pack. Now, in general news, I've had a couple of people asking about a couple things that are sort of on the go in the world of Pokemon right now. First and foremost, we do not yet have the June Pokemon Trainer Club newsletter yet, and as I mentioned, I think last week, anyone that didn't get a chance to get the Mew for the Pokemon 20 giveaway, the code card that you get from EB Games and GameStop in the US, other places around the world, then, like I said, this is your chance to get that Mew for the Pokemon 20 celebration in the June newsletter. I just checked my email before starting this recording. I don't have it yet, and someone was asking, when did the last one come out? The May newsletter came out on May 5th, I believe I saw on my email as when it was received. So it is currently June 6th, which means any day now we should be getting the June newsletter. So those of you that didn't yet get the Mew for Pokemon 20, keep checking your inboxes the next couple days. Hopefully the newsletter will be here as soon as possible, and you can download your Mew. Another question people have been asking about a little bit, where is Whitney's Miltank? So the Johto Classic is finished. I checked online just before starting this recording as well. They're still tallying the results for the Juniors and Masters division of the Johto Classic. As soon as those tallies are done, they're going to probably start doing the distributions immediately, or if not within the next day or 2, let's say. So Whitney's Miltank is also coming. As soon as we do receive that, and as soon as I receive mine, I should say, I will show her off on the channel. You can actually see the basic idea. Like, they've already told us the moveset, the ability, the level that's going to come at, and everything, but just kind of want to show it off. I like showing off the gift Pokemon I receive for these competitions. Now, in other news, in more general broad news of the overall world of Pokemon, since the Pokemon 20 celebration is continuing, we're here in a new month of June, and the month is for Manaphy. That is the mythical Pokemon being distributed for the celebration of Pokemon 20. We'll get into some features and highlights about Manaphy as we get through the rest of the news updates. First, I will mention, though, you can probably see back here, I mentioned in last week's not team building. As I mentioned in last week's Pokemon TCG match, there we go, I do have my copy of the Mythical Pokemon Collection TCG, but I'll show that off a little bit after I bang my elbow off my dresser. How about that? Alright, so, first of all, in Pokemon Shuffle news, I'll get some news about this out here. Up until next Tuesday, June 14th, there are 3 special stages on the go. You have a chance to capture battle and capture Keldeo in its ordinary form, as well as Infernape. These are going to be standard battles. Take your Pokemon in, weaken them up, hopefully capture them. And these are 2 Pokemon that if you battle them again and defeat them after you've already captured them, there's a chance that they will drop a skill booster item for you to use in future battles. Now, an Escalation Battle is currently underway also. It is Giratina, the ghost dragon from Sinnoh. I always get Sinnoh and Hoenn mixed up. I have to hesitate for a little bit before saying it. But Giratina is in the Escalation Battles. An Escalation Battle is essentially, when you battle Giratina, you start at level 1. If you defeat Giratina, which is pretty easy at the early levels, you're going to bump up to level 2, and the higher the level, the higher the percentage that you can capture this particular Pokemon. So of course, the more you battle and defeat it, the easier it will be for you to capture. Also, along the way, I didn't write down the specifics of it, but you will gain some items for hitting certain levels. Level 5, I believe you get an Experience Booster Medium, or it might be small, but you gain an Experience Booster item, and as you hit other certain level marks along the way as you battle Giratina, even after you've captured it, you're going to gain some more items to use in Pokemon Shuffle. Now, in anime news, it's going to be related to Manaphy plus something else as well. I wanted to mention something. First and foremost, since it is the month of Manaphy, Pokemon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea is now available for a limited time to view on Pokemon TV and the Pokemon TV app. This is the feature film featuring Manaphy, and I like how it has a bit of a tie-in with Pokemon Ranger as well, which was like sort of a side story game, but in the anime it relates to the overall world as well, which is pretty cool. Also viewable on Pokemon TV and the Pokemon TV app, some episodes of Season 19 of the anime series, Pokemon the Series XYZ. So it's pretty cool. We're going to be able to see the different forms of Zygarde in the anime, and I'm sure many of you have been seeing it already. I still haven't sat down to watch anime in forever. I gotta get back into watching some of these episodes, especially now that we're into the XYZ stuff. Since we don't have complete form. Is it complete? I always think perfect. Let's say complete form Zygarde. Since it is going to be featured at some point in the anime, I should really start getting back into watching them. They're only like half-hour episodes. Why don't I spend the time doing that? I don't know. I will eventually. But anyway, we have those all viewable in the anime on Pokemon TV app and just Pokemon TV on the website. Now, in video game news, I am going to grab my 3DS for this, because in honor of the Pokemon 20 celebration, Manaphy is downloadable. I have just gotten mine just before recording, and let's take a look at this Pokemon together. We'll see here, Manaphy comes in at level 100, as all these mythical distributions do, and it's holding the King's Rock. It comes with the move Tail Glow, Bubble and Water Sport, and Tail Glow drastically raises special attack. I knew it. There's either raising a stat, sharply raising a stat, and then drastically raising a stat, which is 3 stages boosted immediately. Has the hydration ability, curing its status conditions if it's in the middle of a rainstorm, and checking out, mine in particular, is a naughty nature, which is an increase to attack and a lowering special defense, which isn't too bad if I can teach you some physical moves, I suppose. But that is the Manaphy giveaway. So if you haven't gotten yours yet, you can go ahead and log into your game, X and Y, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Go to your mystery gift option, choose Get via the Internet. As long as you're connected to the Internet, you're going to be able to get your copy of Manaphy for the Pokemon 20 celebration. Now, I didn't check to see what max IVs. I've seen these distributions seem to be giving 3 max IVs for Pokemon, at least. So there's a chance that you're going to have 3 max IVs. I shouldn't say chance, I'm pretty sure it's a guaranteed thing. But you can check with the potential judge at the Battle Resort in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, or where is it at? I can't remember the name of the city of where the Battle Maison is in X and Y, but there is a potential judge in the Pokemon Center there as well, I believe it is. You can check with them and they'll tell you what the max stats are, or max IVs, for whatever Pokemon you show them. So that is in the world of video game. In the world of the TCG, as I mentioned, we do have the Pokemon Mythical Collection Manaphy TCG box here. It's going to come with your special new foil promo card of Manaphy itself. You get 2 Pokemon TCG Generations booster packs, 10 more cards of the Generations set to add to your collection. You get this nice little collectible Manaphy pin up here as well, and you get an online code card to unlock all of this, except for the pin, but I think you get card sleeves in exchange for that. You're going to unlock that all in the online competition, on the online game of Pokemon TCG. I do have my copy of this here, and as I mentioned before, I'm going to hang on to this box. I'm not going to open it just yet. I'm going to wait until we possibly hit 700 subscribers before the next Mythical Pokemon collection comes out. If we do hit 700 by then, which we're getting close, we're over 660 today when I checked, I'm going to open this on camera in one of the news update videos, and the code for this will be one of the codes I'll give out for the question of the day in that particular video. So if you're interested in that, feel free to, if you're not already subscribed, feel free to subscribe. I do these news updates. I've got Pokemon TCG matches that I show off, Pokemon Blue playthrough, Wi-Fi battles, all sorts of good stuff. If you like Pokemon, you're welcome to subscribe. Also, let some friends know, because if your friends subscribe and boost those subscriber numbers up, you get that much closer to giving the code card out for this Manaphy. Also, it's kind of a little bit further off than that, but I do have the Blastoise EX Pokemon Red and Blue collection back there, as you can see. That I'm holding on to until we hit 1,000 subscribers, and if I still have this before the next set comes out, which is probably the Venusaur, this one, kind of same story. I'll open it in a video and give the code out to a lucky viewer that participates in that question of the day. But also, as far as this collection goes, once we hit the nice landmark of 1,000 subscribers, I want to buy a second box of this, or whatever the latest set is, and do a physical mail-out of a collection box to a viewer as a nice celebration of hitting the 4-digit 1,000 subscriber mark. So if any of that interests you, as I say, feel free to subscribe if you're not already. And now, I was going to mention also some exclusive limited edition figures are available at Toys R Us in celebration of Manaphy and Pokemon 20. You can get, an 8-inch crushed velvet plush for Manaphy, as well as a 2-inch figure with a Pokeball. So if you want some more collectibles for Manaphy to celebrate Pokemon 20, head to Toys R Us. It is exclusive to that store, limited edition too. Limited edition, I'm getting stumbled. And if you want to pick these up before, what would you call it? Quantities run out, I suppose. Supplies, there we go. If you want to pick these up before supplies run out, then you want to pick these up and get your Manaphy collectibles. So that is, I believe, all I have to mention as far as the news update goes. What we're now going to do is prepare to open up the Pokemon TCG pack of Phantom Forces. And again, as I say, the code card we'll be giving out to, we'll be given out to a lucky viewer that participates in the question of the day, which I'm about to give you. So last week, I asked for some feedback about the video game matches that I showcase, and I basically want to show you guys what you want to see on the channel. That's why I asked for some interaction and feedback. Let me know what you want to see. That's what I want to record and upload for you. That being the case, this week's question of the day is also related to some feedback from you viewers out there, letting me know what you want to see. So, you might have noticed if you watch the TCG matches, my style is more, I call it kooky crazy. I like to look at some new Pokemon cards that come out and see how can I have them interact with other cards in a way people might not expect, but are actually effective as well. One of my favorite decks so far is, I've mentioned before, the Creepy Shuriken, I call it. Water Shuriken from Greninja, X and Y base set, put 3 damage counters on something. Gengar from Breakthrough with Creep Show attack, knock out anything that has 3 damage counters. In a single turn, you can knock out even the mightiest Wailord EX holding a Fighting Fury belt. So that's pretty impressive. However, I realize a lot of times you don't see my kind of style of decks make it to the World Championships. Sometimes they just don't play as well as other decks out there. That being the case, my question for you today is, and feel free to add, respond to this and add hashtag QOTD in your comment as you answer this. Would you like me to start featuring top-level competitive decks in Pokemon TCG videos? So this kind of goes hand in hand with something like I was kind of mentioning that it's not my style, but if you guys want to see this, that's what I want to show you. There's some pros and cons to this, and let me think how to start here. So my style of play is, like I said, to come up with the kind of crazy strategies. I don't have as much fun winning with decks that are almost guaranteed wins. For me, my personal taste is, if there's challenge to overcome and win, I feel more victorious than just going for a pretty much sure thing and winning that way. That's why I like to not use Pokemon EX if I can help it. I like to show I call them the underdog Pokemon, the ones that people kind of might brush to the side, and give them the proper strategies to try to pull through and win. Do we always win? No, of course not. There's some very powerful top-level decks out there, and it's just, that's personally not my play style, but I would definitely do videos if you guys want to see those. The other thing is, though, I figured the reason I haven't done any of that is because I'm sure there's probably, you know, countless of other Pokemon YouTube channels out there that showcase these Pokemon EXs and the top level decks. And I figured I want to be more unique than that. I don't want to just throw my hat into that ring because that's going to be like a mass of people to sort of, you know, kind of show myself up towards. So I kind of like doing things a little bit differently, but I don't want to do it as, like, I'm not trying to say, do you want me to switch everything to just top level decks? I'm saying, do you want me to start including them as the occasional video, like, you know, maybe once every couple weeks or something like that. And this kind of goes hand in hand with the fact that my local Pokemon League at Heroes Beacon, we're talking about doing the official league challenges now, and that's going to lead to some ladder style single elimination battles. And what I would like to do there, as long as the league is interested in this and all the players are agreeable, showcase the match of, say, like the final match of one of these ladder style tournaments, the single elimination, and show off the decks that they use there, because we see some top level decks at the Pokemon League, which is pretty cool. So I could show off the battle and then do a deck profile with the winning trainer and talk about one of these top level decks. So would you be interested in seeing some more, not just my crazy strategies that are pretty interesting, you know, I will say, they work pretty well, unexpectedly sometimes. So if you're interested in seeing other than that, like the top level decks, and just, well, leave a comment down below, hashtag QOTD, let me know what you think about including these. And with all that, I think now's the time for me to open up this Phantom Forces booster pack, see what cards I get, and hold the code card off to the side. And I didn't mention, but the code card drawing will be happening on this coming Sunday, June 12th. With that all being said, let's now pop this pack open and see what I get. So since this is an older expansion, Phantom Forces, it's several months old by now, you might not be that interested in getting this code card, but nice thing about Pokemon TCG Online is once you do redeem the code for a pack, you can actually offer that full pack in exchange for whatever Pokemon cards you might like. So if you're looking for an EX or a Break Evolution, and you're not interested in the cards that are in this particular expansion, still have a chance to win this code card and get the pack, and you can trade that whole thing for somebody that might be looking for these. There's still some pretty interesting cards in Phantom Forces that are certainly very viable. I'm pretty sure this expansion includes the Versus Seeker, which, as I found out when doing a trade with a fellow player at the Pokemon League a little while ago, apparently Versus Seeker is like 17 bucks, I think, and I might be overstating that, but it's still quite expensive for a single card. I was hoping to get a couple, and then I found out the price, and I was like, well, I'll just go with one, I suppose. So this code card is being held to the side until Sunday, June the 12th, and for your chance to win that code card, as I say, leave your response to that question of the day. So let's take a look at what my luck happens to bring in this pack of Phantom Forces, starting with Swirlix. Another thing about Phantom Forces is it has Night March, of course, which is a very popular, very powerful deck. Here's Murkrow. Next we have a Zubat. Oh, Zubat, Golbat, Crobat are pretty popular as well. There's a Bunnelby and a Fletchling. Uncommon cards, and this could be where the Versus Seeker pops up. We have an Enhanced Hammer, also good. Discard a special energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Can we focus on that? That's close enough, I guess. Here we have a, ooh, there's the Golbat with the Sneaky Bite. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. I just want to make sure this is really focused. So definitely good for getting some damage off across the board before you do your attack for the turn as well. Here we have a Kingler. Takes a lot of water energy, but Crab Hammer is pretty powerful for a Stage 1 Pokemon. The reverse foil card is going to be a nice reverse Musharna with the Dream of Memories. Shuffle 3 cards from your discard pile into your deck. That's not too bad, actually. And Dream Dance 30, and both active Pokemon are now asleep. The rare card of the Phantom Forces expansion pack is going to be a Musharna. Well, same Pokemon we just saw, but we got 2 rares in that pack, actually. That's pretty cool. So that is my pack opening. Unfortunately, no Versus Seekers, and I actually didn't get any Night March in that either, so I'm totally okay with that. As I just said previously, I'm not that interested in decks that are pretty much guaranteed wins. Night March is a guaranteed win, I would say, if you have a couple of battle compressors and some good support Pokemon and, well, support trainers behind that. So, once again, for your chance to win this code card of the Phantom Forces expansion for the Pokemon TCG Online, respond to the question of the day, which is, would you like me to start featuring top-level competitive decks in Pokemon TCG videos? Leave your response to that and use the hashtag QOTD somewhere in your comment. You'll go into the running for that code card on June 12th. With that, I want to say thank you for checking out the news update today, everybody. And just as a final little note, we're not ready to open this just yet, but I want to show something about the Blastoise. Now, the Charizard had a burnt wing, which some people were debating, is it indicating that it's a shadow Pokemon, perhaps, or something? But Apparently the Blastoise, if you look at the water tank on the back, or the water cannon, one of them is perfectly intact, but this one looks like it's exploded. Like, what happened to Blastoise? It lost one of its hydro cannons. So, I don't know what's going on there, and I don't know what the Venusaur is going to look like if and when, but when it does come out. So, I was talking to my nephew, maybe it's going to like be missing some petals off the flower or something. I don't know. I kind of don't like the fact that these Pokemon are hurting themselves like that. Anyway, with all that being said, we're going to end off the news update. Thank you for checking it out, and come on back tomorrow for our next episode of Pokemon Blue as we finish our pre-Elite Four grinding and preparing for finishing the game. I want to say once again, thank you for today, checking this out, and I'll catch you next time.